Charlie Kirk's assassin has been captured. People are getting canceled, and a man has had his emotional alligator taken. We have all these stories and so much more. This is your daily injection of political crack. Let's go. Starting with the assassin getting arrested. Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, 22, killed him because he hated his opinions and thought he was fascist. Yet, ironically, he was the fascist, killing someone to silence their opposing views. He's from the area in Utah, and his father worked for the police department as a sheriff for over 20 years, 15, 20 years. And his father is the one who had the kid turn himself in. Or actually, from what I've heard, the father basically apprehended him, held him there, called the police, and had his kid get arrested. I heard the father's getting a lot of heat, and a lot of times parents often do when their kids are killers that the whole world has seen do a horrible crime. But in this particular case, I think that you know, the father turning the kid in, he did the right thing. You know, they're Mormons, raised religious. There's pictures of him shooting guns. We'll go through those. But he was radicalized on the internet. 22-year-old Utah resident Tyler Robinson has been taken into custody for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, according to the Daily Mail. Robinson was reportedly turned in by his father. The killer then confessed to his father, who is a 27-year-old veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department. His father then contacted authorities and secured his son before he could be taken into custody. Secured his son. I think, here's what I think happened. His dad recognized him on the TV, confronted his son about it. His son admitted it, and then he secured his son, probably at gunpoint, called the fucking cops, and had his kid get arrested. I mean, that is textbook doing the right thing, even as a parent. You know, I can understand some parents ride or die with their kid no matter what they do, but especially in this particular situation, turning the kid in, it was the right thing to do. So I don't think the father deserves harassment. Here's a picture of him and his dad. He did the right thing, but imagine how gutting it must be to know that your son committed such an inconceivable evil. You had to turn him in. Exactly, dude. Like that's how I look at it. Personally, you know, give the guy a break. He turned the kid in, and now he has to deal with the reality that his kid did this. People are even faking photos. So here's an original photo, and then here is like the AI or photoshopped version of it. They give him a Trump shirt just to win. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter who he voted for. It doesn't look like he did. All I gotta say, guys, like people on the left, when you're, you know, the crazies on your side are doing this stuff, you gotta dump these guys out of your side. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you've got to dump that baggage. Now, when we're talking about actual evidence, there is anti-fascist ideology found on the firearm casings. They say things like, notice his bulges. Oh, ooh, what's this? Hey, fascist, catch. If you read this, you are gay. He was a radicalized leftist freak. I mean, it kind of looks like that to me. That's what it looks like to me. We have actual evidence of it. Which side on the political arena calls the other side fascists if they do anything they don't like? That's right, the lefties. So if we want to like point fingers on what fucking side shot who, this guy was a lefty. Trump was on the news this morning, and he spoke a little bit about this situation.
I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever. I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today. Sometime
we know now.
Probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him in. You know, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement.
I see. So I'm putting two and two together. A relative of the son and father, the assassin and his father, recognized the kid, told the U.S. Marshals, told the dad held the kid, cops came and got the kid.
A person of faith, a minister, and brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in, as I'm walking in, they said,
Wild.
looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you, huh?
Thank you.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley.
Right.
Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the
I think
police
so.
officers that got this
I
guy.
think they did a great job, everybody. And everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is...
Always playing the game. There's this video. So I think the rifle was planted, but it's been said that he acted alone. Like the Utah governor I saw earlier has made a statement that as far as they know, the shooter acted alone. But I've always wondered, like, how did the rifle get up there? Was it planted? He must have planted it himself then. Went in there, put it in there, left, came back, and then fired the shot. But here he is. You can see here.
If he does, he's going to climb off the edge.
He's jumping off the roof here. And it looks like he has the rifle slung on him. You'll see like a stick. Yeah, that stick right there. That looked like the weapon that he has with him. And finally, on this subject, he went to school with him. I'm not saying he was a friend, but he went to school.
Went to school with this Tyler Robinson kid. I'll show y'all. That's him right there. Tyler Robinson. I'm not trying to like clout chase, make this shit about me, but I'm not gonna say I knew this kid really well. I didn't know him very well at all, but I definitely saw him for like 3 straight years in high school.
That's normal. Yeah.
And the best way I could describe him is just like a Reddit kid. I don't know. I feel like if you were in high school around that same time, and even probably now, like 2018, and then like, those kinds of kids. But that's exactly what he was. All I'm gonna say is this is the kind of shit that happens when you spend way too much time online, and all of a sudden your beliefs are all the way this way or all the way this way, and you do some dramatic shit to please these people that are not your friends.
I could have not have said that better myself. This kid is smart. I like him. I appreciate him making this video and putting us out there. Reddit kid spends his time on Reddit, got radicalized by the internet. This is what we've been saying. We've been saying that somebody is going to do this. This has been predicted basically this entire year because of the things that honestly, and I've been really fair to lefties on this channel. Okay, I've been really fair, been kind of overly fair sometimes just to try and calm things down. I have to say it because it's true. The rhetoric is too much, and the actual amount of actions that have been taken is too much. Starting with the assassination attempt of Donald Trump, and then all of the things that have happened since then, like burning all the Tesla dealerships, shaming people for having Teslas, the 2 Republicans that were just killed, the church that was just shot up for political reasons, and many more examples, including what just happened with Charlie Kirk. So I'm officially like making a stance here. I'm usually a fence sitter, and I still will be. I always will be. But when something's fucked up, I don't care which side it is, I'm going to point it out. Which brings me to my next segment. Consequences. We'll start with Stephen King, which I actually do appreciate how this ended up. But Stephen King, he had to get his word in, and he says he advocated stoning gays to death. Just saying. He's basically saying that it's okay that Charlie Kirk died because he said he advocating for stoning gays to death, which apparently was never true. What Charlie Kirk actually said, what his real position is, I believe marriage is one man, one woman. I understand that he's religious as part of his religion. I disagree. Let the gays get married personally, but whatever. Also, gay people should be welcome in the conservative movement. I agree with that 100%. As Christians, we are called to love everyone. I will always stand against people who wish to establish their own personal values as a reason to kick others out of our movement. I agree with that 100%. That doesn't sound like he advocates for stoning gay people. Stephen King just made that shit up because he's upset and mad, and he doesn't want to give the righties a W. He's super anti-righty, bro. The lefties are stuck in a rock and a hard place right now. He was called out hardcore, and here's the thing that he did. And this is where, he's going to take it. He's taking it on the chin, and he's going to get shit from everybody. He's going to get shit in the comments of this video. That's fine. But he is being a man. I apologize for saying Charlie Kirk advocated stoning gays. What he actually demonstrated was how some people cherry pick biblical passages. Kind of an apology. I didn't read this last part. I only read the first sentence. It's okay. This takes away from the apology. No, okay. Yeah. Retard of the month. I agree. Other people are also facing the consequences. We have so many examples. I'm only going to show a few. But there's people, we're going to show some befores and afters for you, just for funsies.
He had it coming.
Right.
He had it coming.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted on that, but it continues. He had it coming. He had it coming. She mouths it. This is obviously about
moments
Charlie
later.
Kirk. Now she's crying. Why are you crying?
I just had to block
all of my friends
Oh no.
because they just have such different political beliefs from me.
Oh
And
no.
I thought that we were the type of friends who would live together someday after college and like stay in touch no
Oh.
matter what.
Ah.
I thought these were the people that I would spend my life with
Oh.
and grow old
Oh,
next
dear.
to. These were the
Oh.
people who saved my life on
Oh.
multiple different occasions.
Yep, not anymore.
And I just don't know if I can continue being friends with them because of this.
Listen, I'm all about freedom of speech. She has the freedom to say foul shit and dance on the grave of Charlie Kirk. Thank you, babe. I'm thirsty. My little refrigerator was empty. But, you know, like, yeah, no, like, it's not illegal. You know, you want to dance on Charlie Kirk's grave? Go ahead. It's not against the law. But other people don't have to put up with you. They don't have nobody's forced to employ you after doing something like that. This is my stance. If somebody really just like is super happy that Charlie Kirk was killed, you either keep that privately with your own other weirdo friends or keep that shit in your fucking head. Why put it online and gloat? What do you think's gonna fucking happen? What kind of world do you think we're living in? A world where you're gonna get rewarded for that? Not anymore. Breaking. Phoenix Devereaux, a drag queen teacher. Okay, I don't, you know, a teacher at Valley View School District in Idaho has resigned after Idaho Dispatch exposed disgusting post celebrating Charlie's death. So let's see. Another Nazi dead. Rotten piss, Charlie Kirk. Shooting Nazis isn't political violence. It's human decency. This is like so common online. Like we kill the Nazis. Anyone that's conservative or has any righty views is a fucking conservative. Anytime I have any type of right view, I'm like some fucking Nazi conservative. I'm not a fucking Nazi. Righties aren't fucking Nazis. Nazis are Nazis. Those exist. They have the swastika guys, the people who hate Jews and fucking skinheads, white supremacists. Yeah, that shit's fucking real. I'm not one of them. But these people think everyone's a fucking Nazi, so that's why they're dancing and celebrating. Yay! Because they believe in this fantasy world that doesn't exist. She was fired. Michael Rex, a professor at Camberlin U, reportedly smeared and mocked Charlie Kirk after he was assassinated, saying, "Thoughts and prayers. Karma is a beautiful bitch." Crying about a Nazi getting shot while staying silent about the school shooting in Colorado today is peak Republican. He was fired. Kelly Carmena, a criminal law professor at Southern U Law, reportedly made posts on Facebook wishing for the death of Charlie Kirk moments after he was shot. This person teaches law at a public university. She was fired. University of South Dakota professor Michael Hook. I don't give a flying fuck about this Kirk person. Maybe good people can now enter their Charlie's family lives. I have no thoughts or prayers for this hate-spreading Nazi. He was fired. A Sucker Punch senior developer celebrate Charlie Kirk's death. I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back, and then doubles down and says, "I have been told that Twitter has noticed me from across the room, ooh." He was fired. In fact, there's actually a website that is keeping track of how many people that have been fired so far as of me recording this. It's 658. I think it's more. That's just what the site is reporting. Yeah, people are getting fired like crazy. People are revealing who they are. This is a very important moment I want everyone to pay attention to. And also, please, this is not a shit on all lefties moment for me, okay? I'm a reasonable person. I understand reality. In reality, not all lefties are this fucking crazy. There's plenty of great examples from lefties saying, why the fuck are we shooting people for speaking their ideas? This is wrong. I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but I don't agree with killing the man. There's way more lefties that believe that than there are people online saying this shit. Keep that in mind. Don't let this jade you. And in my opinion, the true solution to calming things the fuck down is these wackos, which is a smaller number than the majority of people. They need to be held fucking accountable. In other news, we have this clip. I was avoiding covering it until I knew more, but this is just straight up somebody looting the stand for keepsakes from Charlie's death. I'm just gonna show it because it's, you know, it's kind of aggravating. There he goes. He takes, oh yeah, here you go, guys. Take some. Yeah, so now he's not the only one. Yeah, that cop should stop that shit. Yeah, dude. If that shit got tossed to me, I would be like, hey, officer, this needs to go back over there. Going and looting, like, right after Charlie was taken away, dying on a stretcher, that's just foul. And now we have an update from the TMZ news. TMZ is getting backlash for having laughing in the background while talking about Charlie Kirk. There's actually a video. So the moment Charlie Kirk's death was announced, we hear this celebration and laughing from some distant team in the TMZ building. And then they put out an apology saying that they weren't laughing at Charlie Kirk's death. They were actually laughing about a police pursuit that they were covering that moment. Here's the original video.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
Of course, that's why those people are celebrating. We know this. We could tell, okay? It's super obvious. They lied about it and said, as we were reporting the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there were some people in the back room away from our news desk who were watching a car chase, and they were laughing and clapping. Here's that car chase. Somebody tracked down the exact moment when Charlie Kirk was announced dead by the President of the United States. This is what we were seeing on as far as this car chase is concerned.
We're showing you right there on the banner below. You can see it started in Temple City, and we saw that. Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I wanted to let you know that President Trump has
Such a
said
calm.
Charlie Kirk has died. So that is the breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News. He was shot.
I don't see anything happening with this car chase that's going to make all these people celebrate. So I honestly am just calling bullshit, and they're trying to cover because, like, I think the whole world is starting to realize it's a horrible time and idea to be celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. It's not the world that you think it is anymore, but the world is coming back to being reasonable. And when you're celebrating and dancing on someone's grave because you don't like what they're saying because people are agreeing with him, that's fucked up. I think it's a big wake-up call for everybody right now. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. We have an update on the guy that was cheering after Charlie Kirk got shot. Here we go. So as you can see, let me mute this. We don't need the music. But you'll see this guy cheering in the video. There he is. Yeah. 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 And everyone's running away for their fucking lives. And he's like, yeah, yeah, thank you. He's like thanking the shooter. He's since come out and said that he has a reason why he did it. He says he was chanting USA to create a distraction. I call complete bullshit. He thought it was a good idea at the time because he's like, yeah, and he thinks that so many people will agree with him. And there are a lot of people that agree with him. But most people fucking don't, even most lefties. The true unhinged behavior is starting to pop out, and you're seeing people tuck tail and run. They're not standing 10 toes down. They're not standing on business. They're saying, oh no, I'm sorry. No, that's not what I meant. That's exactly what they fucking mean. In other news, Kash Patel to Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. I'll see you in Valhalla. Let's check this out.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Now, people that don't like Kash Patel, they're just going to see... Like, there's nothing that this man can say or do that they're not going to dislike. Apparently, they're friends. I think that's a dope thing to say. But like, no, he's brown. He's brown. He can't say Valhalla. And then, yeah, so we have this. See in Valhalla. It's kind of funny, but... Yeah, no, okay, hold up a second. What's his name? Look, isn't that the same person? Look at this. It looks like Bradley Cooper to me. Okay? Anyways, I almost forgot to cover the alligator that was taken away. A man's emotional support alligator has been banned from Walmart after a customer complained. Look how cute that thing is. He got a little sweater vest on. Oh, look at that, bro. He cute. He nice and warm. He loves his daddy. Let the man have his emotional support gator. And some news from across the pond. Over 1 million British citizens expected to flood London tomorrow for the biggest free speech festival. I gotta give it to you. Hey, guys across the pond, I'm so proud of you for finally standing up for yourselves. I love the flag waving. Be proud of where you're from. You guys won World War II. We won it together, but you guys fucking did a lot of legwork. We couldn't have done it without you. We were a great team in World War II. You guys have thousands of years of history. I support this. This is a peaceful protest that is supposed to happen. Hopefully nothing crazy happens, but I'm really proud that what you guys are doing. I'll cover what happens on the weekend on Monday. Trump went to a Yankees game and the stadium goes berserk when he's shown on screen. Here we go during the national anthem. What's so proud? This is the world we're in now, boys. Trump in deep despair at a Yankees game. Charlie Kirk was like a son to him. So people are upset that he's enjoying himself at the Yankees game. He's supposed to be sad and not celebrate America at the Yankees game after the fucking national anthem is sang. And he loves this song. He loves this fucking song. Of course he's gonna dance. And some other news from outside the world of America. I've never said that before, but it sounds funny as hell. Gen Z stepping up, and they have taken control of Nepal. Look at this. So they burned down the like their political building. It's literally completely on fire. Yeah, so you'll see here the politicians were fleeing by helicopter like on ropes, bro. That's how like close. That's how they had to get away. Right? Isn't that wild? The country's been completely taken over. They have like a full revolution. The government's been overthrown, and they have a new world leader who was elected on Discord. Another news, President Trump has announced that George Soros and his entire network will be investigated under RICO charges. He claims Soros is behind the funding, training, and radicalization of young people fueling terror and extremism. This is something I believe. I believe this 100%. This guy's been around for a minute. It's cheap to pay a bunch of people a couple $100, put them on a bus, ship them somewhere, give them a bunch of signs, and then have them go like protest. And then it gets covered all over the news. It's like it's actually cheap. The amount of money it would cost to have all the news stations and put an ad for that amount of time and get that much screen time would be like astronomically impossible, right? It would just bankrupt a billionaire. But if you just take like, you know, $1 million, or you just even take like a few $100,000, right? And then you just bus a bunch of people somewhere, pay them to go protest, give them signs and shit. That's way cheaper because the news covers it for free. That's what this guy does. He's mastered that art. It goes deep. I'm just very surface level understanding of this, but this is a real like skill that one can achieve to manipulate the world. You just takes a couple bucks. And another story, there's some dude that cut his boss's head off. You know what? I'm done. I can't. I'm spent. It's Friday, dude. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Hey, we're posting all the links to the stories we cover so you can see all the sources yourselves in my Discord. So join the Discord and hang out with us, and you can get access to all those sources. All right, it's Friday. I'm out of here. See ya.